What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Stocks to Watch. And today was a day where we saw a halt in the market rally, and a lot of good stocks also did correct a little bit. The market saw some weakness coming in after a long 10-15 days of good bull market. So now what's happening is today RBI announced their policy update, and we kept interest rates and the repo rates unchanged, but the RBI commentary was very hawkish, meaning that they were not very confident to kind of lower down the interest rates right now. So they were concerned about inflation at some pockets, and they were also concerned about some growth which was lagging in industrials, and the IIP numbers were not that great. So more or less it was a mixed bag, and the markets, we have to be very honest, the markets were extended, and now trading becomes all the more difficult because now the market is even more selective. So we were already talking about how Nifty and Bank Nifty are not going to do a lot of things, but rather mid caps would. But today in the mid cap market also, after the first half rally, we saw stocks correct. I think 4, 5, 6% from the highs. So now it makes a lot of stock selection become very important. So stock selection is now going to be even more challenging. So, yep, let's decide and let's have a look at the stocks that we're going to be watching out for tomorrow. But let's quickly start off with the stocks that we had, discussed yesterday. So, out of these stocks, we saw BASF. So, if you look at the first stock, we discussed this yesterday. So, it did indeed move, but you can see that the high that it made and the closing that it did, that tells you that how strongly it kind of faced supply from these areas. Now, Karur Vesa also similar story. We got stopped out in the morning over here, and then this stock literally blasted out. So that was just after the RBI policy announcement. So we were stopped out, it's fine, but the stock did move, and this is one of the strongest names that the market currently has. So definitely keep a watch on this one. Even for tomorrow, I think there could be some action. Now NIACL, again, just look at the reaction, right? So we made a high of 125.90, and then we just came back down all the way in the entire day. So NIACL also, I mean, after a good reaction, coming down very strongly, and then similar action we saw, I think, everywhere. Even Jindal Steel, if you look at it, the stock did. If you look at this week, the stock did make a high of 542, and then it corrected 10 points from the highs, and we have seen this like probably everywhere. So Laurus Labs is one such stock which kind of stood its ground, but otherwise you can see majority of them are in reds. That means there was not a lot of action, and we neither got any opportunities in from these set of stocks. Only Prince Pipes is one stock where we have taken a fresh entry, and the reason for that is PVC pipes was facing good catalysts along with good technical. So PVC, the entire industry is now, after I think a 1 year wait, the PVC pipe prices are still again going to get increased, so that's going to increase and enhance the margins. And that was the chit chat in the dealing room, and I'll show you how Astral, how Supreme, and how APL, all of these major mainline players in PVC pipes, they did extremely well. So I'm expecting Prince Pipes also to do really well. So from the last day, I only like Karur Visa Bank and Prince Pipes. These are the only two stocks that I will consider for tomorrow. But for tomorrow, I've got another set of list which is probably going to outperform the market, and we'll have to see on how it plays out. So Prince Pipes again definitely comes up here. The next one that I want to talk about is NHPC. So NHPC is really good because of two reasons. Number one, the overall structure looks extremely bullish. NHPC also got some allotment in Madhya Pradesh, where they are going to create a hydro pump facility over there, hydro pump storage over there. So again, there is some capacity expansion happening in NHPC, and apart from that, the overall energy stocks from the PSU pack are doing well. So that takes me to NTPC, which is probably one of the hottest names in the entire PSU universe, and I think overall market also. So if you look at this, we've created a nice little base after a good rally, and now today is the day where we kind of try to take these highs out, and the closing for NTPC was also good. So we have a continuation play in NTPC tomorrow, and I think that's going to be really good because this base is also from November 2022, so it's got a good 6-7 month base that it's coming out with, and I think there's going to be lots of action tomorrow and day after. So definitely should keep this on radar. The next stock that I have is Antony Waste Management. Now this is a reversal play. So this stock has been beaten down. This is into the waste management and recycling areas. The stock is trading literally at the lows of its range since its IPO. And now what we are seeing over here is that there is some sort of base formation happening right at the area of demand. So this is like a high risk reward play in the sense that the reward is really huge, and you're going against the trend. But I think the kind of accumulation that's happened over here and the kind of closing that we've had today, I think there could be some momentum coming on in Antony Waste Management. So please keep this on your radar. On similar lines, we've got Suntech, and Suntech also is something which I feel could give a small sort of a rally. The reason for that is Suntech hasn't participated in the overall real estate rally, and today the action was something that I was just looking at it, was not really convinced, because I think you guys know that I don't really like to trade stocks which are, in a downtrend, or they are, literally hovering around these areas of demand. But this one was interesting because there was nothing else in the market which is looking even nice. So this is something that is not ready yet, but I think in the next 1 or 2 days, this could be interesting to watch. The other one is Apollo Microsystems. I think we've had a discussion about this. This is again showing some signs of weakness because of the supply, but I will keep this on radar because I think this could give a nice move if this contraction, or if this base starts to mature. So if we see some action over here, I think this is the place where I'm going to execute a trade. So another one which is not ready yet, but should be ready in 1 or 2 days. So Apollo comes into that category, Suntech comes into that category, Antony is ready, NHPC is ready, Prince Pipes is ready. So all of these three are ready, and obviously NTPC has already started its move. So for a continuation play, this is good. Next up, I've got KPR Mills. It's also a similar story, similar structure. KPR Mills is also creating a base, and it's coming out of a base from the last year. So 1 year base KPR Mills has created, and we've seen some good action. So this is good for intraday or like a BTST play where we can see a continuation beyond these areas. But always remember, there's going to be lots of liquidity here. So deciding whether to take it intraday or not is going to be dependent on how the market opens up tomorrow. So keep this on your watch list for a continuation play. So KPR and NTPC both are base breakout continuation play. So you can keep that on radar. K Fintech is an interesting name, so it's basing out. So this is also a recent IPO stock, basing out over here, and I think this is really good. So this is also one of the best plays that I can see in the market. So I think an entry is in these regions with stops here. I think 5-6 point stop to take this high out around 370. It's a good risk reward, and it's also something which is showing strength in an overall weak market. So keep a watch out on that. Next up is Methane alloys. So again, I was talking about yesterday, metals will do well. So there were pockets of metals which did well. Methane alloys was one of them. And this is again one of the structures which could give a continuation move on the upside. I don't really like it personally because there is a 4% move that has already happened. So I don't really like to get involved in this. And Methane alloys is not a stock that you trade intraday. So this is like a swing BTST kind of a stock. So just keep this on radar. Nothing really special in this. Kempla Sanmar is another one. I don't really like it, but out of the stocks that I was watching, this was looking pretty much decent. But I would just not consider Chemplast as a play. I think I'll just keep it on observation, and I'll see if it sets up anything tomorrow. But more or less, my watch list is going to be very restricted this time. Prince Pipes, NHPC, Antony Waste, and ready for entries. NTPC and KPR Mills ready for continuations, and K Fintech is probably one of the best in all of them in terms of its structure, in terms of what it's doing. So this is a restricted list which I will be sharing with you because I've scanned everything in the market, and I literally found nothing which was worth trading or which was worth having any kind of a momentum or a continuation. Now if I show you Nifty and what happened with Nifty, so that you are able to understand what's basically happened in the market. So essentially what you see is this is yesterday, and this is where we opened up today. So this is where we opened up today. We made this kind of a move until 10:30. This is the place where the RBI announcement was made, and post the RBI announcement you can just see what happened to Nifty, and a lot of mid cap stocks did extremely badly. So if I give you examples of Birla Cable, I mean this stock was one of the outperformers, and this stock probably corrected. I think this is the high of the day at 10:30. So you can see the same time 10:30 high of 186, and it went down all the way to 177, which is I think of 3%, more than a 6%, 5.5% fall from the highs. And this is one of the strongest names in the market. I mean, this is trading at all-time highs, doing nice things. So even strongest stocks are facing the heat. So it is recommended for you that especially on the long side, be very careful. I think this is the time. If we see weakness tomorrow, I think I will also start shifting from long delivery to intraday shorting, because I think that is going to be the nature of the market, the momentum of the market for the next couple of days, and we need a correction. So let's see what happens tomorrow. This is the list of stocks that I'm going to be watching out for. If you're new here, consider subscribing and hit the like button if you like such content, and drop in the comments if you want me to analyze a particular stock, and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.